A concert ticket says $100. You go to check out, and it's $127. A hotel says 99 a night. By the end of the booking, it's 140. That is not a glitch, and it is not a rounding error. It is a strategy, one so effective that Americans lose around $90 billion a year to it, and one so well studied that the companies doing it know in advance exactly how much more you will spend when they hide the fees instead of just showing you the price. The advertised number was never the price. We call them junk fees, and we mostly treat them as annoying. Corporate greed leaking through, a little insult at the checkout screen. Everybody complains about the Ticketmaster total. Everybody's seen the resort fee, the service charge, the surprise line on a delivery order. And we file all of it under the same heading: companies being cheap. That filing is the whole mistake, because these fees are not sloppiness, and they are not greed showing through by accident. They are a deliberate system, and it even has a name. It's called drip pricing, and it is engineered precisely around one specific and measurable fact about the way your brain handles a price. Here is the fact. When you are shown a low number first, and the mandatory fees drip in one at a time afterward, you spend more than if you had simply been shown the honest total at the very start. Researchers have demonstrated this cleanly, over and over. You put people in front of two options: one seller with an honest, all-in price, and a second seller with a lower base price but a higher real total. Once you add in all the fees that get dripped on later, and people reliably choose the second one, they choose the higher total, and then afterward, when you ask them about it, they say they regret the choice. The mechanism underneath is simple and a little brutal. You commit at the low number. You pick the seat, you enter your dates, you've mentally already bought the thing, and by the time the fees actually surface, backing out feels like more hassle than just paying them. So the advertised price is not there to inform you. It is there to get you in the door. The fee is not the cost of the thing you're buying. The fee is the thing being sold to you. So how big is the bait? Take concert tickets. The Government Accountability Office actually went and measured it and found that the fees averaged 27% of the ticket's own price on the primary market and 31% on resale. So your $100 ticket is really $127. Hotels bury resort fees, often for a pool and a gym you will never once use, that quietly stack tens of dollars onto a nightly rate you already agreed to. Then there are apartment application fees, restaurant service fees, delivery charges, and the genuinely insulting convenience fee you pay for the privilege of paying your own bill online. Add up 10 whole categories of this, and the White House's own economists landed on a figure about $90 billion a year, more than $650 per household, a real heavy line in your budget that somehow never appears as a line. And here is the cleanest proof that all of this is deliberate. The fees only survive if they stay hidden. Every single time a company is forced to show the real all-in price up front, the same thing happens. People buy a little less and they shop around a little more. Transparency costs these businesses money. That is not an unfortunate side effect of drip pricing. That is the entire reason it exists, which is exactly why it took a federal rule to move it at all. In May of 2025, the FTC's all-in pricing rule finally took effect. For live event tickets and short-term lodging, the advertised price now has to include the mandatory fees shown right up front. And the FTC estimates that just sparing people the hunt for the true price saves tens of millions of hours a year. That is a real, genuine win. But look closely at the shape of it. It covers two industries. Two, concerts and hotels. Everywhere else, restaurants, apartments, your airline seat and bag fees, the delivery app, the service charge, your own bank, drip pricing is alive, thriving, and perfectly legal. Now, two honest caveats. Some fees really are a real cost that's been pulled out of the base price, not pure invention, and a reasonable person can want to see a base fare broken out from the extras. But there is one clean test that cuts straight through all of it. Is the fee mandatory? If you cannot avoid it, then it is simply part of the price. And any price that hides a part of itself is lying to you, by design. So here is the single habit that beats the entire system. Ignore the advertised price. It was built to get you through the door, not to tell you the truth. Find the total, the real all-in walk-out-the-door number before you decide anything at all. Because the fee was never the exception to the price. The fee was the plan.